If you're over 60 and climbing stairs has become slow, painful, or something you avoid altogether, I promise you this episode will change that. Now picture this. You're standing at the bottom of a staircase. Maybe it's in your home, or you are at a friend's house or a doctor's office. You look up at those steps and feel a wave of hesitation. Your knees ache. Your hips feel tight. You grip the railing harder than you used to. And halfway up, you're already out of breath, wondering if you'll make it to the top without stopping. Is this you? Now let me tell you something you have not heard from your doctor yet. A major study published in 2022 by the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity tracked over 800 adults aged 65 and older and found something remarkable. More than 70% struggled with stairs not because of joint damage or cardiovascular decline, but because of sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle mass that accelerates after age 50. The research showed that this muscle loss specifically weakens the quadriceps, glutes, and hip stabilizers, which are the exact muscles needed to lift your body up a step and lower it down safely. But here's the hopeful part. The same study found that progressive strength training reversed this decline in as little as 6 weeks. And there is more. Seniors who regained their stair climbing confidence all shared one habit. They practiced 3 specific exercises that targeted those critical muscles, and they did them consistently at home without any gym equipment. And Japan's oldest practicing doctor has been guiding patients through these exact movements for decades. In his clinical observations, seniors who followed this simple routine experienced significantly stronger legs, greater balance, and the ability to climb stairs without fear or pain within just a few weeks. And today, he's going to show you the only 3 exercises you need to climb stairs easily, again after 60. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast. Doctor, I know this topic is deeply personal for so many people. For sure, John, because losing the ability to climb stairs is not just about movement. It is about independence. It is about visiting family. It is about staying in your own home. When people stop climbing stairs, their world becomes smaller. Today, we reverse that. That really resonates. I see it constantly. Patients who avoid visiting friends because there are stairs, who stop going to church, who move out of their homes because they can't access the second floor anymore. Exactly. But the body does not forget how to climb stairs. The muscles simply need to be reminded. And that is what we will do today with 3 simple exercises that anyone can do at home. And in the end, I have a surprise for everyone. Great. But before we start, I want some engagement from everyone watching. Comment a 1 if you avoid stairs whenever possible, and comment a 2 if you can climb stairs but feel pain or exhaustion afterward. Let us know where you're starting from. Yes, please share, because wherever you are today, these exercises will meet you there and help you move forward. Doctor, we will dive into the exercises shortly. I think first, everyone needs to understand something important. Why does stair climbing become so difficult after 60? What has changed? Please tell us what's happening in the muscles. This is critical to understand. After age 30, everyone begins to lose muscle mass naturally. But after age 50, that loss accelerates dramatically. We call this sarcopenia. It is not a disease. It is a natural process. But if left unrest, it dramatically affects your ability to move, especially when climbing stairs. So it's not just the joints wearing down. The muscles themselves are literally shrinking. Yes, the muscles in your legs, your thighs, your hips, they all become smaller and weaker over time. And the muscles most affected are the exact ones you need to climb stairs. Your quadriceps, which lift you up onto the step, your glutes, which push you upward and stabilize you, and your hip stabilizers, which keep you balanced and prevent falls. When these muscles weaken, stairs become a mountain. That explains why so many people tell me they feel strong enough to walk on flat ground but struggle the moment they face a staircase. Precisely. Flat walking does not require the same power. Climbing stairs demands strength, balance, and coordination all at once. But here's the hopeful truth. Research shows we can reverse sarcopenia with one approach: progressive strength training. And that sounds complicated, but I imagine it's simpler than people think. Much simpler, John. Think of it like this. Imagine your muscles as a garden. If you stop watering and tending to it, the plants wither, the soil hardens, and weeds take over. But the moment you start watering again, pulling weeds and turning the soil, life returns. The plants grow stronger, the roots dig deeper, and the garden flourishes again. That is exactly what progressive strength training does for your muscles after 50. I love that analogy. So we're not trying to build muscles like a bodybuilder. We're just restoring what's been neglected. Precisely. And the 3 exercises I will show you today do exactly that. They water the garden, they strengthen the roots. And within weeks, people notice they can climb stairs with confidence again. In my clinic, I have seen people in their 70s climb stairs as if they were in their 40s. That's incredibly hopeful. All right, let's get into it. What's the first exercise we need to know? The first exercise targets the 2 biggest muscles needed to climb stairs: your quadriceps at the front of your thighs and your glutes at the back. These 2 muscles are responsible for pushing you up onto a step and lowering you down safely. And we can strengthen both with one simple movement. Okay, what do we need to get started? Just a sturdy chair, no wheels. Sit at the edge with your feet roughly shoulder width apart. Now scoot forward so you are near the front of the seat. Move your feet slightly backward just behind your knees. From here, you have 2 options. If you feel stable, hold your arms straight out in front of you. If you need support, use the armrest or the seat to help push yourself up. So, it's a sit-o-stand movement, but there's a specific way to do it, right? Yes. From this position, push up into a standing position by contracting your quads and glutes together. Stand fully. Once you are at the top, make sure the chair is still behind you. Then, and this is the most important part, lower yourself back down slowly, very slowly. Take 3 or 4 seconds to sit. Do not drop into the chair. Resist gravity all the way down. And that slow lowering is where the real strength building happens. Exactly. Rising quickly builds power and speed, but lowering slowly. That eccentric contraction is what builds muscle mass and strength fast. This is what reverses cyclopenia. I recommend doing 10 repetitions of this exercise 2 to 3 times a day. 1 repetition is a full sit-stand-sit. What's the biggest mistake people make with this one? They use momentum. They rock forward and throw themselves up. But that does not strengthen the muscles. It is like cheating. Instead, move slowly and mindfully. Feel the muscles working. That is what makes the difference. So this one exercise alone strengthens both the front and back of the legs. That's powerful. Yes, and it prepares the body perfectly for the next exercise, which targets a muscle most people have never heard of but cannot climb stairs safely without. Let's move to that now. I'm ready. Walk us through it. Now we focus on a critical muscle on the side of the hip called the gluteus medius. This muscle is essential for keeping you upright. It stabilizes your pelvis and hips, and ultimately it prevents you from falling when you shift your weight onto one leg, which is exactly what happens with every step you climb. So this is about balance and stability, not just raw strength. Correct. For this exercise, you will need a small step about 4 in height. You can use a stepper, a sturdy stool, or even the bottom step of your staircase. A typical stair step is about 8 in, which may be too high to start. So I always recommend beginning with a smaller step and increasing the height as you get stronger. Got it. So how does the movement actually work? Well, you stand beside the step, plant one foot firmly on top of the step, near the center, not too close to the edge. From here, push up through that leg and bring your other foot up to meet it. Then step back down sideways and repeat. The key is that the leg on all the step does all the work. The bottom leg just comes along for the ride. So I see you're isolating one leg at a time. Yes, correct. This reveals any weakness or imbalance between sides. Many people discover one leg is much weaker. That is valuable information. It shows where to focus. I always recommend aiming for 10 to 20 repetitions on each side, but it seems maybe easier than it is. Are there any common mistakes with this one? Thank you for asking, John. Yes, there are. First of all, leaning to one side or the other and losing balance. If that happens, use a railing or countertop for support. There is no shame in that. Start where you are. As you get stronger, you will need less support. And once you can do 20 repetitions easily on a small step, move up to a higher step or even a regular stair. So we've now strengthened the front, the back, and the sides of the legs. But there's still one more exercise, right? Yes. And the third exercise is the most important of all. It directly trains your body to go downstairs safely. And it uses a principle from exercise science that builds muscle faster than almost anything else. Stay with me here. All right, this sounds important. Everyone, please pay attention. What is it? Well, this exercise actually comes from a groundbreaking 2022 study that tested methods for boosting muscle mass and performance in people over 65. And what they found was truly remarkable. John, there was one exercise that stood out as simple, safe, and extraordinarily effective at reversing age-related muscle loss. And it is called the step down with weight. And why is going downstairs so important to train separately? Because going down is actually harder on the muscles than going up. When you step down, your muscles are lengthening while contracting to control your descent. This is called eccentric strengthening. And research shows it builds muscle mass faster than any other type of movement. It is also where most people feel pain and fear losing control. So this exercise directly addresses that fear. Yes, so let me explain how it works. Start standing on a step facing forward as if you are about to walk down a staircase. You can use a handrail for balance if needed. From here, slowly lower one foot down to the floor, keeping your weight on the leg that is still on the step. Tap the floor lightly with your lowered foot, then bring it back up. That is one repetition. Do 10 to 20 on each leg. And the weight part, is that optional? At first, yes, master the movement with just your body weight. But once it feels comfortable, adding a 10 to 15 pound dumbbell in each hand or wearing a weighted vest takes this exercise to a whole new level. The added resistance dramatically increases the eccentric load, which means faster muscle growth. Okay, and what should people watch out for form-wise? Let's zoom in. Knee alignment here is critical. As you step down, do not let your knee drop inward. Keep it aligned with your foot or even track it slightly toward your pinky toe. This protects the knee from strain and injury and move slowly. Control the descent. That is where the strength comes from. This really does replicate the exact motion of going downstairs. Exactly. It is the most functional exercise for stair climbing because it is stair climbing. And when people practice this consistently, they notice within weeks that descending stairs no longer feels scary or painful. So those are the 3 exercises. Sit, stand for quads and glutes, lateral step up for hip stability, and step down for eccentric strength. That feels like a complete program. It is, but we are not finished yet. I promised a surprise. So there is one more thing I must share. A simple technique that makes climbing stairs immediately easier and safer, even before your muscles get stronger. This is something you can try today. So please listen. Okay, I'm listening. What is it? This is a trick that has helped hundreds of my patients conquer stairs pain-free. Even right after surgery, many people make 2 common mistakes when climbing stairs. First, they pull themselves up using the railing. Second, they push their body weight straight upward. But both of these methods make stair climbing much harder than it needs to be. Interesting. Why is that? Because when you pull yourself up or push straight up, your body weight is actually behind the step you're trying to climb. You're working against gravity instead of with it. This makes every step feel heavier and increases your risk of falling backward. That makes so much sense. So what should people do instead? When you step up, lean slightly forward through your hips or your back. Just a small lean, nothing extreme. This positions your weight over your toes and over the step. Your body naturally tips forward and suddenly climbing becomes easier. You are using gravity to assist your muscles instead of fighting it. That's such a simple adjustment, but I imagine the difference is immediate. It is for sure, John. People try it once and tell me it feels like a completely different staircase. And it is also much safer because your center of gravity is over the step, not behind it. Give it a try and you will see the difference. And once you have tried it, share it with your friends. They will thank you. Doctor, this has been such a practical, empowering episode. I know so many people are going to feel hopeful again about stairs. I hope so. And I want to leave everyone with this thought. Consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need to do these exercises perfectly. You do not need to add weight right away. You simply need to show up, do the movements, and trust the process. Small efforts repeated over weeks create lasting change. The body really can rebuild even after 60, 70, 80 years. And if you think so too, leave us with a comment and a like, and make sure to watch this next episode. Oh, this is a good one. People should see this. I definitely watch. See you there.